Hi everyone, this is Elena of the Witches Box, and I'm here today with another episode of Witch Booktube. Specifically today, we're going to be talking about the two books that we sent out as part of the Witches Book subscription for the month of March. We're a little late in getting this out. All of the videos are late in getting out simply because even though I am sheltering in place, we're in the middle of COVID-19 life, I've been packaging. A lot. I've been doing a lot of packaging and not doing any other content creation. And so here we are. It's been, I don't know, it's been maybe a month since we had a Booktube review, which I'm really sad about. My reading is actually slowed down significantly. I think that next Monday, today's Tuesday, but next Monday I'll kind of get back into my usual routine, at least for a week before it's time to start packaging for the book subscription and the box subscription as well. We have whittled ourselves down at the workshop to a team of one. That's me, and it's been fun in the sense that I've really enjoyed being in the workshop alone. There's something really meditative about putting one box together, then the other, then the other. I love that pace, but it also creates a little anxiety since I'm just one person, so it's definitely much slower than it's ever been. So I want to just send out that apology. We're rolling with it. Boxes will still continue to go out. We're just on a different schedule now until we're not. We'll see how that goes. Today we're going to be talking about the March books, and these two books were fantastic. Fantastic. It was Sex, Sorcery, and Spirit by Jason Miller and Igniting Intimacy by Reverend Rowan Bombadil. Man, okay, so these books are perfect together, I thought, because what you get with the Jason Miller book is a lot of sex magic practices and rituals and a lot of breathing exercises that help you not only familiarize yourself with the movement of energy, but also to prepare your, what I call this, I think he calls it something different, but what I call your energetic body to do this work. And so in that sense, this book gives you a lot of how-tos in terms of ritual and how to work with sex magic. Okay, so that is why this book I thought was great, because when you want to get into this work, this book gives you a lot to work with. Great book for rituals and practices to do sex magic. Then there's this gorgeous book, Igniting Intimacy by Reverend Rowan Bombadil. This book to me, and I talked about this a little bit, I shared my opinion about this book when we had our Witch Book Coven gathering on Zoom, and Reverend Rowan Bombadil joined us, which was fantastic. This book to me is like, it addresses the soul of sex magic, the soul of sex, and what is there for us to work with and to discover and to grow around beyond just the sex magic ritual. It talks about our sexual health, emotionally, physically, energetically, and all the different ways to address and acknowledge and work with that. This book was amazing in that way, and it really spoke to the fact that I didn't want to cover sex magic with the book club without first getting into the importance of sexual maturity, sexual awareness, sexual health. And I don't mean just physical health, but emotional, psychological health around sex. This book really speaks a lot to the heart of that. Don't engage in sexual magic, in sex magic, until you have a handle on who you are as a sexual being and you have taken inventory and paid attention to your sexual wounds. This is so important. And so I thought that the pairing of these two books really addressed both of those things, right? Because it's important for us to understand ourselves in every way, as a witch especially. I talk about this all the time, that self-awareness is one of the major keys to your mastery as a witch. But when you're going to get into sex magic, sex can open up all sorts of doorways and make things go super haywire if you are not psychologically and energetically prepared for what that can do with you, for you, and to you. So the pairing of these two books, I really felt addressed the internal awareness of who you are, your internal maturity, how to create systems and ways of coping with different things that come up, as well as, hey, I want to practice sex magic. What would that look like? The Jason Miller gives you a lot to work with. These books were fantastic. Fantastic. I highly recommend that any one of you who have not gotten this book get it. We actually have a few extra copies of this that we're going to sell on the website as one-offs, and then you're also going to get the link to watch our live gathering so that you can be part, at least watch what that conversation was. It was fantastic. We covered a lot of things. So if you buy these 2 books from us as a one-off, the link will be down below for this. You will also get the link so that you can watch that dialogue, and it was fantastic. If you are not comfortable with practicing sex magic, you don't have to. You don't lose your witch card, right? Your witch ID card if you don't practice sex magic. It's not necessary. You can choose a path that works for you. If this is something, however, that calls to you, I highly recommend getting these 2 books. Both of these books come with a wealth, like a treasure trove. I should have counted so I can tell you, of different breathing exercises and meditative exercises. I can't even count. There are so many that if you never engaged in actual sex magic, but you took both of these books and just held on to and worked through the various types of breathing practices and meditative practices, you would be set up for life. The amount of growth, the amount of self-awareness, the amount of expansion that can be found by doing these exercises, holy cow. That alone is worth getting both of these books. Jason Miller has shared some of these exercises. There were a couple of the exercises that he shared there that were familiar to me from other books that he's written that I've read. So some of those might be familiar to you, but they're really important. They're simple. And some of them are not, but they're simple and powerful. And when you practice them over and over and over again, over time, the cumulative effects you will notice. So I mean, I feel like there was no space wasted in either one of these books. It's one of the things that I talk a lot about when I talk about Jason Miller's writing. I feel like he doesn't really waste a whole lot of space with just words that aren't necessary. He gets to the point in a clear, concise way. There's a lot of information in all of the books that I've read that he's written so far. You know that we're a fan of Jason Miller here. This was very occult heavy, this book, and very ritual and practice heavy. This was much more psychologically heavy, much more internal self-awareness and psychology and emotional and spiritual health related, which I think is important. You have to do this work first before you can have true and powerful impact in sex magic. We bring every single part of ourselves to the table when we have sex with someone, even and especially those parts of us that are unexamined. You need to do personal work. You need to do the work of excavating who you are, why you are who you are, and those parts that you're not comfortable with. It is part of your psychological and emotional and spiritual health. It is at the core foundation of being an effective, powerful, mastery level witch. And this book is part of that. These books are part of that, but this one in particular was really fantastic. So highly recommend them. There they are. We read these for March. We've got a couple left in stock, although who knows, things are flying off the shelf lately, which I'm really grateful for, but I'm still kind of in shock by. But listen, I get it. We're all at home and we're doing a lot of reading, so we'll have them. And if not, you can get them through Amazon. All of those links will be down below. I have missed doing these. More will be coming soon. And I think in a week, by the time this goes out, we are going to be doing another book giveaway. And by that point, our mailing out of those books will be more on track. So I hope that you're all doing well. Hang in there. Hang in there. And I'll see you on the social medias.